welcome to Board Game Breakfast! And why am I excited? Because this is the week of Dice Tower Con. Yes! You might be sick of hearing about Dice Tower Con by now, and I apologize about that, but I think I can feel a little bit excited about this convention that happens annually in Orlando, Florida. If you're coming to it, yeah, I'll see you there. If you're not coming to it, that's okay, because this week, we are going to be streaming a lot from Dice Tower Con. Later on in Dice Tower Productions, I'll be talking a little bit more about that. I've done a whole video about what to expect from the convention if it's going to your first time last week, so you can go check that out if you want to know more. But I'm very excited about that, so you're going to see a little bit different content this week from there. But you're going to see Board Game Breakfast anyway right now, and another Board Game Breakfast in the middle of the week. What? And then another Board Game Breakfast next Monday. What? I'm in a pretty good mood here. Hey, I'm glad you're with us. Let's get started with the news. Okay, so for the news this week, first of all, this was an interesting thing. Monolith announced that they're going to be putting Claustrophobia, a game that Z really likes, and other people like it a lot too, on Kickstarter. But essentially, they're going to have the game already printed. So they're going to put it up on Kickstarter simply as a pre-order. They're being very blunt about this. You know, the fact Kickstarter said way back in the day, Kickstarter is not a store. And everyone's like, you're right, it's not a store. And yet almost everyone treats it that way. It's a store you pre-order stuff from, and then it shows up someday. Monolith here is basically saying, hey, it's definitely a store. So we'll see how this pans out. But this should be interesting. Will other companies follow suit? I mean, Queen has been doing this for sure. Right, their games have already printed. They run a little Kickstarter for a minuscule amount of money, send them out right away. And other companies have done it too. So I don't know where Kickstarter is going to draw the line. WizKids has an expansion for our Rock Paper Wizard. This is a game that I did not expect to like, but actually had a lot of fun with it. This is a fistful of monsters. So that's cool. Z-Man has a game coming out called Mesozoic. This is, yes, that's the name. It's a real-time strategy game in which you're going to be building a dinosaur zoo. I like building dinosaur zoos. This looks more like silly, not like Jurassic Park running and the screaming and the shouting. This one is going to, I mean, if you look at the artwork here, it looks really cool, so I'm looking forward to trying it. Space Cowboys has announced Orbis here. Here you can see the cover. What other information do I know? Nothing. Okay, now let's get to two pieces of very exciting news. First, Imhotep the Duel. This is coming out from Cosmos in September 2018. I'm very, very pumped about this one. It's from Bill Walker Harding. I already like Imhotep. I think Imhotep's a great game of loading up boats. The duel back and forth as you're going to compete to build monuments. Cosmos 2-player game. I'm on board. And then a game I've known about for like a year and a half now, and that's New Frontiers. Tom Lemon has finally dropped that he's doing this game. This game is essentially half Race for the Galaxy and half Puerto Rico. Now, not quite. There's some differences, and it very much could have changed since I played it a year and a half ago. But a year and a half ago, I would have bought it on the spot. I love Puerto Rico. I love Race for the Galaxy. I'm very intrigued to see this. It's basically, I guess, it's closer to a space version of Puerto Rico, which I thought was really neat. There's a lot of cool concepts in this one. This is a picture of a prototype that Tom posted on the internet. So we don't see the final thing, but that's coming from Rio Grande at some point this year, hopefully. So that looks really cool. All right, let's head to the Kickstarter news.
Happy breakfast, everybody. I'm about to fly across the country to one of my favorite conventions of the year, Dice Tower Con. But I couldn't leave us without some crowdfunding updates for the week, so let's get going. In Wreck Raiders, you'll work to recover treasure from the bottom of the sea. Featuring dice drafting and worker placement mechanisms, Wreck Raiders dice will determine the spot you can take, but the divers next to your placement will get a benefit too. Place your collected treasure in the museum to match exhibit cards or in your vault for some set collection. There are washed up trinkets on the beach that can go into your aquarium, all of which score you points. Wreck Raiders is from the publisher who brought us Problem Picnic and Haunt the House, and it has lovely art by Apolline Etienne. You can get a copy of Wreck Raiders that includes the Shark Mini expansion for a pledge of $39 Canadian plus shipping. Gorus Maximus is a trick-taking game set in gladiatorial battle. Tricks are bouts and suits are schools for a thematic flair. Following core rules of classic trick-taking games, Gorus Maximus has a twist. If you match the rank of a previous card played, the trump suit changes mid-trick. There's an additional twist in scoring as different gladiators have different favor point values, including negative ones. Gorus Maximus also has a team variant as well as rules for 2-player games. It's also unusual in that there's a solo play variant. The art, done by the fabulous Kwanchai Moria, definitely has a bloody tone to it, which is thematic, but maybe not for everyone. A base copy of Gorus Maximus takes a pledge of 19 Canadian dollars plus shipping. Ephemeris is a spacefaring 4X style game with a classic Euro-future aesthetic. Each nation has different strategic strengths that you can capitalize on by appointing a captain and hiring the right crew. You're working to collect and trade spice as you explore the galaxy, travel between spice factories and ports, and fight off enemy ships. You'll expand your fleet as you go and build fortresses on planets you visit to hinder your opponents. You can play Ephemeris as a 1v1 or 2-player team game, and the illustrations by Manon Potier is stunning. A basic copy of Ephemeris takes a pledge of $49 plus shipping. Raccoon Tycoon from Forbidden Games is a train-themed economic game with an anthropomorphic animal twist. Players produce goods like wood, iron, and coal, which they can then use to build up their towns or sell them for profit. Big profit if you can corner the market. And you need profit if you're going to buy into the railroads. Buildings provide a variety of bonuses, and ultimately owning successful towns and railroads leads to victory. The art by Annie Stagg-Gerard is charming, and Raccoon Tycoon has straightforward rules with depth of strategy. You can get a copy of Raccoon Tycoon for a pledge of $49 plus shipping. Planecrafters is the first game from Paisley Board Games. Set in the fictional country of Crumplehorn, Planecrafters has players competing to build a fleet of aircraft for Pennington B. Knickerknacker. You'll be able to hire employees who have a variety of specialties that can help you throughout the game, and more money means better employees. But money is also your victory points. Gather plane parts and place them in your factory to build out different aircraft. You'll sell completed aircraft, and even though you can craft up wonky planes that have matching components will sell for more money. Endgame bonuses can net you some additional coins for the win, and Planecrafters just has a wonderful aesthetic that is brimming with charm. You can get a copy of Planecrafters for a pledge of $30 plus shipping. Alrighty, that's all I've got for you this episode. I really hope I get to meet more of you at Dice Tower Con. Please feel free to stop by and say hi anytime. And whether you get to go to a convention or whether you're going to be at home, I hope you get to play lots of games, and I hope that you have a wonderful week.
Hey there everyone, I'm Jen, the board game librarian, flipping some pages and pushing some cubes. This week's segment, From the Page to the Table, I have a very special guest.
Hi, I'm Marshall Britt. I'm one of the owners of Yanaguana Games and the designer of Record and Stir Fry 18.
So I met Marshall last year, we were saying, at CT Fig.
About a year ago.
Back when Record was
First getting started. So a little bit about Record. It's a guitar-themed Euro game with action selections, and you're essentially taking one of your different actions to place picks and play real guitar chords to complete a parody song of a popular song. There's different ones, but one of the examples is Pink Floyd, Uncomfortably Dumb. So you're trying to complete your different chords and complete that song to be the best guitarist and the best fretboard ruler.
Our summer reading theme this year is Libraries Rock. I'm fortunate enough that Marshall lives really close to us in the grand scheme of things. We're in Manchester, Connecticut, and Marshall was kind enough to drive an hour and a half out to see us and show off his very appropriately music-themed game. One of our missions here at this library is including and getting involved local designers, local publishers, and really kind of bridging that gap of people, connecting people.
Yeah, it's important to come out and play games with people that you're designing games for, and so anytime you get the chance to as a designer or publisher, I think it's really important to go engage with the community and learn about what kind of things they enjoy playing and what kind of fun they're interested in.
What's one of the nice things what I've heard from designers too and publishers about coming to a library setting too is, unlike at an FLGS, you're getting different people too, and a lot of times you're not preaching to the choir. You're getting all people from all walks of life, which is really good. Thank you so much for coming out,
Thank you for having me.
and we'll see you next week. Happy breakfast.
Hello, and welcome to Tantrum House HQ. I'm Katie.
And I'm Ryan, and today on the Throwdown, we've got in the red corner, Sabotage by Renegade Games.
And in the blue corner, we have Galaxy Trucker by CGE.
In Sabotage, you are building a pirate ship in an attempt to get the longest ship at the end of the game. You have guns that can take out sections of your enemy's ships, but yours might get taken out too. Everyone plays face-down tiles, building 3 sections onto the ship, and then you fire your cannons and see what parts of your ship are left. There are 3 rounds, and the longest ship sets sail to get the treasure and enter the winner's circle.
Galaxy Trucker, on the other hand, is a timed building phase where each player searches for the best fitting parts for a spaceship. At the end of the building phase, each ship has to face many obstacles like asteroids, space pirates, and such. The parts of the ship might be blown off and completely lost. Money is gained by hauling cargo, being the first to make it past the finish line, and how well your ship has survived. There are 3 rounds of building and running through the gauntlet. The one with the most money at the end wins.
So in this Throwdown, we're talking about 2 games where you're trying to build the best ship, build that ship up, only to have it blown to bits. In Subordage, you've got pirates and cannons.
In Galaxy Trucker, you have spaceships and lasers.
In Subordage, you're trying to work to get the longest ship.
And in Galaxy Trucker, you're trying to get the most money.
In Subordage, you're trying to have your ship survive the other players' ships.
In Galaxy Trucker, you're trying to survive the game.
Subordage has programming and take that.
Galaxy Trucker has real-time tile placement and random encounter cards.
Which game do you think wins?
Tell us in the comments.
Greetings and welcome to the Mega Meeple. I am Thomas Grogan. Are you a casual player or are you a serious player? Do you play games just to have fun? Get together with friends and family and enjoy the time together. You really don't care whether you win or lose. In fact, you have more fun losing than winning because sometimes the situation or fashion in which you lose is often humorous and amusing. Or are you a serious player? You need to get deep down and find that perfect card crafting and perfect deck, and you need to win at all costs, leaving your opponents in a quivering heap in a corner, crying in a fetal position in the corner. Or are you somewhere in between? Sound off in the comments down below and let us know what part of the spectrum you fall in. And if you want to follow us on social media, all the links are found on the Mega Meeple website. Blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. And thanks so much for watching, and we'll talk to you next time. And I don't believe I could do that in one take. One take!
Reviewing Thunderstone Quest. I'm Mark Maya. Welcome to Board Game Coffee, Espresso Edition. Thunderstone Quest is a 2 to 4 player competitive deck building dungeon crawling adventure. Sounds awesome, right? How can't it be awesome? It's got everything I love in one little box. Okay, maybe the box isn't so little. And it's heavy. But whatever. The point is, this game does not live up to its potential. I love competitive deck builders, but in Thunderstone Quest, I don't get the feeling that my actions have any impact on my opponent. What's the point of being competitive if I can't screw over the other guy? Sure, later in the game there's some cards that affect your opponent, but nothing of any great significance. I don't ever feel like I'm playing a game with the person across the table from me. It's like we're both playing solo games and just comparing our scores at the end. Now, I've had some people tell me I'm wrong, that the challenge is in the race for the resources. Well, it's not. There's no race. There's plenty of cards to go around, and more than enough monsters and rewards for everyone. It's more like the Costco of dungeon runs. Or is it more like the Oprah of deck builders? You get a fireball, and you get a fireball, and you get a fireball! Everyone gets a fireball! Whew. Alright, let's get this review back on track. Now, Thunderstone Quest is made up of, well, quests. And each of these quests have a story to back it up. And once again, that sounds great, exactly what I'm looking for, sign me up. But no. And you know why? Because no matter what my quest is, go there, find this thing, kill that. It all plays exactly the same. Go into the dungeon, find 4 keys, game over. Every time. And sure, there's a boss that shows up at the end, but you don't even have to fight it. So what's the point? Oh, and another thing, you can't die. In Thunderstone Quest, if your health ever reaches 0, all you gotta do is go into town, do a little shopping, and then when you're feeling better, head back to the dungeon in that brand new robe you found on sale at JCPenney. Ooh, it's so nice. It's all just so pointless. Now, if you want an example of a deck-building dungeon crawler done right, play Clank. Alright, peace out. I'm Mark Maya, this is Board Game Coffee. And remember, have fun, keep gaming, be social.
So from the Dice Tower this week, you're not going to see many reviews. You'll see a few reviews. I got a few posted up throughout the week and a boring unboxing tomorrow and things like that. But mostly we're going to be live streaming from Dice Tower Con. Now, on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, Chaz Marler and Marty Cannell from Rolling Dice Taking Names podcast, they are going to be doing some live streaming stuff throughout the day, talking to publishers, doing various things, but trying to make it fun and entertaining. So you'll just see all kinds of crazy stuff, and sometimes you'll just see the camera pointed at the convention itself. So that, I think, would be fun, and you'll see that. But we're also going to be streaming several events over the week. So we're doing a live board game breakfast, which will be Board Game Breakfast-ish, right? It's going to be a live show, and you won't see everybody on Board Game Breakfast doing their segments. You'll see some of them, and we're making an announcement on that Board Game Breakfast, so you might want to check that out. Then on Wednesday night, we're going to be doing a live Play a Magical Athlete. We'll see how that goes. Then Thursday night, we're going to be doing the Dice Tower Awards. Very excited about this, folks. Really cool. We're going to have many of never mind. There's just going to be some cool stuff. Friday night, we're going to be streaming two things. We're going to be going the Jack Fast Memorial Fund auction, which is always fun to watch, and the top 5 overrated games. Me, Sam, Z, Mandy, Suzanne, and Eric are all going to be talking about games that we think are overrated. And then that's going to kind of wrap up that. We're going to be recording other things at Dice Tower Con that you'll see over the weeks, but that's the live streaming. So it's going to kind of settle out. You'll see various things as time goes by, but that's kind of what's going to be on the schedule for this week. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's keep going.
Brothers set loose in a thrift store. This is Thrift Store Throwbacks.
I don't know, Sarge. Ever since the Spywire incident, I don't know if I have the nerve anymore, you know?
Come on, I know you can do it. That was like so many board game breakfasts ago.
Okay, just no more defusing bombs. What do you need me to do?
I need you to review a game.
Okay, review a game? Is this like on some sort of time crunch? What do you need? I don't know if I can handle it.
Yeah, you better believe there's a time limit. There always is a time limit. This one is 24.
Oh my god, I have 24 seconds to review a game? I don't have that kind of time.
No, you have 24 hours.
What? That's not challenging. That's like I could take a nap for most of it and still get that done.
Yeah, well, you better get it done or else the captain's going to breathe down my neck.
I'll take 10 minutes to relax. What do you want to talk about?
You seen Peaky Blinders yet?
I'm threatened by how much women love Tom Hardy.
No, I know. Yeah, he's too much of a man for me, so...
Alright, so this is 24 countdown game, and ultimately it's a trick-taking game. So we have 24 potentially rounds where Jack Bauer's going to be moving along and basically naming a suit. So we're going to start off with Intel, and then this player right here is going to play an Intel card if they have one, hopefully playing pretty high. So they play an 8, then the next player is going to play something, they have a 9. This player over here does not have any Intel cards, they're going to throw off a low card, and then this guy's going to ruin the party by playing Jack Bauer, which is a 24, which is ultimately like a trump card. Now when you play a Jack Bauer card, you get to do something really cool. You get to try to find the terrorist, because one of the players that's playing the game is going to be the terrorist, and this guy's going to be like, hey, this dude is the only guy who's got cards. I'm going to look at his cards. Oh man, terrorist. Now the terrorist is found. But the terrorist can escape if they have contraband cards, one or more from each suit. This person only has one gear one, so the terrorist loses, Jack Bauer wins as always. If you win a normal hand and nothing like the terrorist is revealed, you can get stuff like draw tech cards, drawing action cards, which maybe will switch your alliance or maybe let you spy on other players, stuff like that. But that is 24.
So that was 24 countdown game.
It's not great.
I wasn't expecting trick-taking games, so that was a nice little surprise.
At least there's something.
Yeah.
It's halfway there. Before we leave you, do check out a top 10 list on our channel. It's top 10 board games to play on a first date. Check that out right now.
Indeed.
On the Brothers Murph.
Yes.
But also, rather than see you at the thrift store, Nick,
where are we going to see him?
at Dice Tower Con.
We're at Dice Tower Con!
And we're doing a live show with our This Game Is Broken podcast on Saturday during Dice Tower Con.
Indeed, at 9 p.m.
We will see you there at Dice Tower Con. Cannot wait!
everyone, my name's Annette, and you may know me as Netters Plays. And today on Apply Mechanics, I'm going to go over the game of Steamrollers. So this is a roll and write game that has pickup and delivery, route building, drafting, along with set collection. There's a lot in here. So let me show you a little bit about this game and why I really like it. At the beginning of the game, each player will get a player sheet which represents the main board. Throughout the game, you'll be trying to deliver these goods to the same colored cities. And you'll do so by drawing these lines to connect the different cities on your sheet. Players can also draft these tiles to give them an advantage in the beginning of the game. On your turn, you'll roll some dice. Based on your roll, you could do one of 4 actions. You'll take one die along with a road die, and based on that die, you can draw a track in that region. You can also take this die in order to improve your engine. The stronger your engine, then the farther you could potentially deliver your goods. You can also take that die in order to deliver goods from that city into a different city of that color type. Throughout the game, you'll be gaining goods, and you can even gain bonus points. You can even take the die in order to gain a bonus tile, which you can activate later in the game. As soon as 3 cities are depleted of goods, then the game end is triggered. Players will then add up their points, and the player with the most points wins. For a more challenging game, you can even create these different barriers or mountains, which will make the game even harder. So as you can see, this game has a lot more than the average roll and write game. You're trying to pick up goods and deliver them over to a different city by drawing these different routes. That's all based on drafting the dice that you need at certain times. You also are gaining bonuses throughout the game, and you're trying to build your engine. So you have a lot more to think about in this game, and that's why I really like it. Well, thank you so much for joining me, and we'll see you next time. Bye!
Hey everyone, Gamer Joe here. On today's Works of Art, I'm going to be featuring The Grifters by Indie Boards and Cards, featuring artwork by Jarek Nokan. Well, if you ever wanted to play a crime boss in a dystopian universe, then Jarek definitely sets the tone in this game. His character designs in this game definitely make me want to know more about the world that this game is set in. He has a gritty take on all the criminals that you'll control, from femme fatales to fixers, dirty cops, fall guys, and so on. Jarek definitely does a fantastic job nailing the theme of this game. Jarek has an amazing range, and there's a bunch of resources that you can check out on the internet. First, you guys should check him out on portfoliobox.net. It's jareknokan.portfoliobox.net. And on the site, you can check out his portfolios for Grifters, Time Stories, and Coup. Then you guys can also check him out on Carbon Made. It's jareknokan.carbonmade.com. And in it, you can see artwork from his various projects on board games, historical games, and card games. And finally, you can check him out at ArtStation. It's www.artstation.com/JarekNokan, where again, he shows off more work for his various board game projects. Like I said previously, guys, I really feel like Jarek nails the theme here. I definitely would love to know more about this dystopian world. Kind of wish there was a graphic novel or something set in this universe. And I think he's also tailor-made for some of the projects that he was working on. And I also can't wait to see what he's working on in the future. Well, definitely check out Grifters. It's an awesome card game set in the cool universe that I think a lot of you might enjoy. Well, that's all I have for you today, guys. Check me out on various social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and until next time, enjoy your day, guys.
Hi, Mike Delisio from Solomode Games. I'm terribly excited because I'm gearing up for my very first Dice Tower convention. The week that this show airs, I'll be on my way there. And so I thought I might use this opportunity to gather some questions that you might have for my Talking About Gaming Solo segment. In the past, what I've done is I've gone to the Dice Tower Facebook group and asked for any questions you might have about solo gaming, and then I would address them on an upcoming episode. Well, I thought that this week what I'd do is I would use the YouTube comments for the Board Game Breakfast Show as my opportunity to gather any questions you might have, solo gaming or otherwise. Let me know anything you got. Pop them down there in the comments, and what I'll do is address them at an episode that I'm going to be recording at the convention. This is going to be a very full week of Board Game Breakfast, where we've got today's show airing. We're going to have a live board game breakfast show that we'll be recording at the convention on Wednesday. And then I'm also going to use the opportunity at the convention to use the Dice Tower equipment, since I'll be leaving mine at home, to record next week's board game breakfast show there. So I thought that what I would do is use the questions that you come up with in the comments below and address those in an upcoming episode. So while I will not be doing a lot of solo gaming this week, I'll be hopefully getting together with friends old and new to get together to play some games. I'd still love to talk to you about solo gaming or anything you'd like to talk about. So let me know what you'd like to know in the comments below. Thank you so much for your time, and have a great day.
Happy breakfast, everybody. And today, I want to go back to that thought of Skyrim a couple of weeks ago. And I thought, what about the potion brewing aspect of it? And let's be honest, there was only one game that really sprang out to me. And that was Potion Explosion. So, on your turn, you're going to be taking one of the marbles. So, if I was to take this one, for instance, I'd get that one. Because two blues have then touched each other, an explosion occurs. I get them as well. But so have these reds. I'm going to get them as well, and I've kind of screwed that bit up, but we'll throw that there. I then get to put these onto my stuff. So I'm going to do this, that's going to be completed, and I've finished that potion. And I can keep these two for later, or do something like that. I can even drink one of these potions and grab the bottom two. Maybe for another time again. There's different potions, and they all do different things, which can make it a little bit confusing for new players, but you're not going to use every single potion in the box. And then there's even the expansion that adds in ectoplasm that can basically be a wild colour, which can help some new players and confuse others, so it's a bit of a mixed bag. So I think potion brewing is pretty much ticked off by Potion Explosion, but let me know in the comment section below if you can think of a better game or just a different one. Anyway, that's enough of me waffling on, and I'm Oliver East, signing out.
You know, I was with my kids last night, or my younger half of my kids, and I said, hey, do you guys want to play a game? And they're like, yeah. And so I pulled out the newest, latest game, and they're like, no, we want to play Untold. And we did play the newest, latest game because I'm dad, but then we also played Untold. And I thought, and I was sitting there thinking, and I wanted to talk about this here, is we are living in a year, 2018, and I don't know where 2018 will fall in regards to, like, is it the greatest year of gaming? Is it in the top 10 years? Whatever. Who knows? We don't know that till the end of the year. But I can tell you right now that 2018 is the greatest year for kids in board gaming ever. And that's due to 5 games that came out this year already. We're only halfway through the year. If nothing else came out, and I'm not even including like we just played the new winner of the Kinderspiel Award, which was fine, and there's a lot of great Haba games and various good kid games that I played. But there are 5 fantastic games. One of them is the one I just mentioned, Untold. Untold takes Rory's story cubes and uses them to make a story, and we have the craziest story going, and the kids love it. It's a game that lets kids use their imagination, using these dice to do all sorts of wild and wacky things. I just have so much fun with this game. We fought a traveling circus that was coming after us yesterday, and we tried to set them on fire. That was one of the kids tried to do that. And we set ourselves on fire. We put the fire out. We had to run from the circus by going to the moon. We went to find the dragons. The dragons attacked us, but someone on our team was able to talk the dragons, so we all flew a dragon to the moon. That's fun and exciting, and it has that very much strong storytelling. Grim Forest. Now, I'm not saying these games are necessarily kids' games, because Grim Forest can be played by adults too, right? But these are games that kids can play. And Grim Forest has amazing production. I mean, production that blows your mind. It takes fairy tales and lets you run around, and this is probably more for older kids, but they can get into this story. They can see the different fairy tales, and it has some fun things about building houses. It's amazing. Then we have Stuffed Fables. What an amazing adventure this is. The sequel to Mice and Mystics, where you are a bunch of stuffed animals protecting a little girl from monsters at night. And as a family, you can go through this and go through these adventures together. And it's such a beautiful, wonderfully illustrated story. Again, beautiful components and just a fantastic time. Magic Maze Kids just came out. This is the kid version of Magic Maze, but I really like this for a couple reasons. One, it's a strong cooperative game for kids to play. Beautiful components. It has an amazing tutorial system that walks you through and teaches a bunch of complex things slowly, one at a time. It is fantastic. And then My Little Scythe, which is just like taking all these games behind me and condensing them down and teaching kids with some amazing components and some fun, little animals going around looking for friendship, but teaches them some really strong, absolute game mechanisms that they can then use in other games. This is just unbelievable to me how strong the kid game category is this year. It's really that fantastic. And if you have kids or you know kids, why don't you get them one of these games? These are games that will last them a long time. And the great thing about all 5 games that I talked about here are that I love playing them too. Right? They're not just, hey, it's a kid's game, you guys go play this. I mean, they can play them on their own, but these are games that I can be involved with and play with them. And so, just a fantastic experience. And we are literally only halfway through 2018 as of me recording this. That's right, we're halfway. And who knows what else might come out. But if nothing else came out, I'm still going to declare that it's easily the best year for kids game ever. What a wonderful thing.
Hey folks, this is Jonathan for This Is Broken, and today's segment is going to be different than usual because I'm going to do a personal top 5 of all time. I'm going to show you my personal top 5 games of all time, and each 10th episode I'm going to do something like that. So if you want me to do a top 5 about something you want, just leave it in the comments below, and I'm going to take one randomly. So bear with me, here we go. Number 5, it's Lisboa, an amazing game with a lot of paths to victory, and it's a heavy Euro game with amazing production. This is my number 5. On to my number 4. My number 4, it's Russian Railroad with the German Railroad expansion, because the German Railroad expansion adds that much to the game. A lot of variable powers and a lot of tiles to put on your personal boards. It's amazing, and it's one of my best worker placement of all time. Number 3 is gonna be, a Stefan Feld game, and not the one you might think. It's gonna be Bora Bora. I think this game is amazing. There's a lot of paths to victory. It's a point salad, and I prefer it to Trajan and Castle of Burgundy, and I think this is a great game, a great dice manipulation game. So this is my number 3. My number 2 is gonna be Tolkien with the 5 the Tribes and Prophecies expansion. The gear mechanism inside the game is amazing, and you get a lot of things to do, a lot of paths to victory, and you see that it's my favorite thing, having point salad or having different strategy that's gonna lead me to a great game. So this is my number 2, Tolkien. And on to my number 1, it's 5 Tribe, because it's just plain and simple, really fun, and the boards and the tribes on the boards, it's gonna be different each game. Yes, you can be prone to analysis paralysis inside that game, but it's an amazing game. And again, another way, that's another game that's a lot of paths to victory. So this is my personal top 5 games of all time. See you next time, guys. Bye bye.
Hey, hello there, I'm Gil Mello, and this is Time to Play. And you usually see me either with Jessie or my daughter Gabby, where I teach either of them games. They all left me alone today, so this week I'm by myself. And if you've been on the internet lately and you like board games, you probably heard about this game, The Mind. But that's not the game I'm going to tell you about today. Today we're going to talk about a game called Illusion, made also by Wolfgang Warst, and this game is all about guessing colors. In the game of Illusion, cards will have different designs from geometrical to abstract that will contain 4 different colors. And if you look at the back of the card, every card will show the percentage of each color containing on that particular design. So the way the game works is all the cards are put face up on a pile. A player will pull a card like an arrow, so it's going to go that way. And then we will have to guess that particular color on the arrow, in this case the blue. So a player will say, okay, pull that card, and then the next player will say, okay, so I think there's more blue in this card than this card. And then the next player go, well, I think this one has less blue than that. And so forth. You can move around guessing the amount of blue until somebody says, stop, I think there's a mistake. So the person will say, okay, I think the mistake is here. I think this has actually less blue than that. So you flip around, and in this case, the player would be correct. So he or she would collect all the cards and score that number of points at the end of the game. I do appreciate Wolfgang Warst's ability to transform simple card games in very unique mechanics. It's an interesting format, it's an interesting game, and if you like fillers, if you like that kind of game, you definitely should check it out. And I guess that's all for me today. I see you guys next time. Have a happy breakfast, everybody.
Hello guys, I'm Cardboard Rhino and welcome to Rhino Says Yes. Today I want to talk about a different kind of game than usual, a quick but intense, cooperative, real-time game. It's Zombie 15. Zombie 15 takes place in an apocalyptic world in which everyone over the age of 18 has turned into a bloodthirsty, flesh-hungry zombie. You are part of a small group of teenage survivors and you must work together to survive the hordes of the undead in only 15 minutes. It is designed as a campaign, but you can play each scenario separately or even design your own scenarios. The game comes with 15-minute soundtracks to give each game a tempo. The characters come with different special abilities, and in the game the players take turns to complete the victory conditions that vary in every scenario. On your turn, you are the active hero and you can take up to 4 actions. When you hear a zombie growl in the soundtrack, you draw 1 card from the zombie draw pile and add as many zombies as indicated in the street area of the active hero's tile. When you use a weapon that's not silent, you add a zombie in the horde, which will come after you when you draw a horde card from the pile. You will be searching for weapons in the buildings, you will be fending off and killing zombies, run across town to find shelter or food, and discover the truth about this terrible and mysterious disease. Zombie 15 is a very good example of a real-time game. The rules are easy, it's scenario-based, and you can adjust the difficulty level to match your preferences. Given the time limit and the frantic pace of the game, you need to make important decisions really fast, and you also need to cooperate well with your team to use each character's abilities wisely. It's light, it's fast, it has lots of tension, so Rhino says yes to Zombie 15. You should definitely give it a try.
Hey, this is Mike with Board Game Makeover. In this episode, I'm going to show you probably one of the most amazing things I've ever got from a Kickstarter campaign and how it completely changed my life. Or at least my gaming life. Or at least my game room gaming life. Let me show you what I got and what I did to make it better. Kevin Burkhardsmeyer, also commonly known as Berkey, conducted a very successful Kickstarter campaign called Game Toppers. With almost 700 backers and close to $500,000, Berkey now had the funds needed in order to create something that I have not ever seen before. A gaming table, high quality, that goes on top of an older table or any other table that can hold it. Game Toppers came in many different sizes, starting with the Hudson, the Watson, the Holmes, the Mycroft, all depending on your budget and your gaming needs. When my Game Topper came in the mail, I couldn't wait to get started on a custom wood base. My wood base would start by adding shelving or game storage underneath. And I also wanted it to be taller than a standard table. So I wanted a bar height or a little taller table that you can either sit at or stand and still feel comfortable. I added wheels for easy movement in case I had to move the table around for some reason, and that worked out extremely well. After adding a nice dark paint to help hide my flaws, I added these swanky chairs that I found at a thrift store. I know these chairs are right for my table because if my fashion consultant, wife, and kids don't like them, then they are awesome. And there you have it, my custom base using Berkey's Game Topper. So Berkey's Game Topper has been amazing. Not only is my gaming experience better, but my room is more organized now, and people are very impressed when they come in, play games, and the table's a great height for standing or sitting. And the base I did to it, not the best craftsmanship, but functionality is awesome. Thanks for watching the Board Game Makeover. I'll see you next time, and I hope to see you at Dice Tower Con next week.
What's up, everyone? I'm Danny.
And I'm Derek, and this is
You Bet Your Bippy. In this segment, we're going to give you some fun facts about specific games so you can have a conversation at your next game night. And this week's game is...
Ex Libris.
Ooh. Ex Libris is a worker placement game where you are collecting sets of different books, but when you shelve these books, they must be in alphabetical order. Otherwise, you will not have the best library in town.
Hey Danny,
what's up?
Did you know that the oldest library in the world is at Sinai, Egypt, at St. Catherine's Monastery?
Are you serious?
You bet your bippy.
Well, did you know that the largest library in the world is the Library of Congress?
Like the US Congress?
Yeah, so the collection includes 36 million books, 6.7 million sheet music, and 5.5 million maps.
Oh my goodness. Well, did you know that the smallest library is in New York City, and it only houses 40 books and can only have up to one reader at a time? Oh, it's a little book capsule.
Little book capsule?
Yeah, it's really cute.
You think we both could fit in there? Probably not, right?
Probably not.
Too hefty. Well, I hope those 40 books, people actually return them, because did you know that the largest library book find was over 47 years long?
Oh, 47 years?
Yeah, that book was late 47 years. Can you imagine how much it was?
How much was that?
Well, it was actually only $347, because way back when, it was only 2 cents a day. So,
oh, okay.
For being late.
Well, that's
so
good.
It's not too
I
bad.
can't imagine what that'd be now. Did you know any of these fun facts about libraries? Or do you have any fun facts of your own you'd like to share with us? Please do so in the comments below.
And if you guys are at Dice Tower Con this weekend, we'll be there from July 4th through July 8th. So let's play some games. Bowser will be there. And if you come up to us and say, "You bet your bippy," we might have a little gift for you.
Thank you for watching this week, and we will either see you at Dice Tower Con or we will see you next week. Happy breakfast, everybody.
Happy breakfast.
Hi, I'm Ilka, the Happy Loser's wife. We already have enough board games, so everything my husband wants to buy from now on will have to be approved by me. Welcome to The Pitch. Hi, Dave.
Hi, Ilka. You like escape room games?
Yeah, I love them.
Yes, you do. There's a new company that started making them. It's a new idea, but you're not working with a booklet or with just cards. No.
Real stuff?
Real stuff.
You
You've
can
got,
touch?
yes, there's a newspaper in it that you really need to sift through. You've got mugshots. There's a diary that someone wrote that you have to really sift through and find clues there.
Wow.
You go on Facebook. It's a really cool new detective game. It's called ID Ventures Detective Stories. It's the first case. Das Feuer in Adlerstein.
Okay. It sounds really cool. Sounds really great. It sounds also a little bit like the game that you did with your friend in the hotel room in Birmingham.
Oh, I tested or pre-played the detective game, Ignacy Trevicek, my very close and personal friend, but that is really something else.
But let me put it this way. How many exit games did we play, the small ones? I think 9.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and then the unlock box, we had 2 of that.
2 of the unlocked boxes we had 3 of those. We
had
also
3.
played the new 3 stories of that one.
So that's a lot, and that's really enough, because what do you do afterwards when you're done with them? You throw them away.
Well, Unlock, we re-gifted Unlock, and this one, you can re-gift this game. Someone else can play it. So we gave it to Yoshi. That was a great gift.
So here's my idea. Why doesn't one of your friends get this game you really want and then re-gifts it to you?
Because they don't know that this game exists.
But now they do. We're telling them now.
Yes, that's true.
So I guess I'm saying no for you, but the rest of the world is free to buy this awesome game.
And afterwards, just one of you sends it to me to play?
Yes. I said no.
I see what you did there.
I didn't do a Tom is wrong this week. I'll do one next time because I'm sure Tom is wrong about everything, right? So that will be coming. If you have a Tom is wrong segment, you can always send those to me at tom@dicetower.com and we'll play them here. But I'm excited. We're back when I'm done recording this and editing this. We're packing everything up. We're heading to Orlando. I'm going to spend a couple days with my family, and then it's Dice Tower Con the rest of the week. I hope you enjoy our live coverage this week. I hope you have a fantastic time just overall, wherever you are, whether you can make it or not. Just have fun playing games, guys. I love to hear back from you. I love the comments on the video, and I want to say a huge thank you, as always, to my fantastic contributors. Many of them will be at Dice Tower Con, and if you're coming, you can meet them there. I'm excited. I hope you are too. Until next time, I'm Tom Vasel, and you've been watching Board Game Breakfast.
Thanks for watching Board Game Breakfast. Tune in each week for your daily dose of gaming goodness with Tom Vasel and all the gang. Until next time, I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching Board Game Breakfast, a Dice Tower production, sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., an amazing place to buy board games. Cool stuff in stock at coolstuffinc.com.